to our focus group tonight. So myself and Belle are hosting. I'm in Mornington Peninsula area in Frankston South, and Belle's in Ubud in Bali at the moment. So welcome. So we tend to all share different focus groups and tidbits, and basically it's an opportunity for questions. So I sort of thought I might dive in before the questions sort of come in and sort of talk about a few updates, a few testimonials that have come in, and then I thought we might talk about MindSync and see who's using it and how you're using it, and if you're not using it, some ways that you can use it and some ideas to bring in that I've been using it this way, or other people I've been speaking to are using it in a few different ways. And then I think Sue had a question about, I hope I'm going to get this right, about adding supplements and categories. So I can share my screen and show you what I think you mean. And I think you talked about imprinting. So I wasn't quite sure whether that was the vitamins that you've put into the categories, or whether you meant there's, in the homeopathic area, there was vitamins that you can imprint. But I'll come back in on that. Yeah. So welcome everyone. So I guess I don't know where everyone, if ever a few of you are new. I'm not sure if any of you are really, really new, or some of your names I don't think I know. So welcome. I've been using the scanner for nearly 2.5 years, I think. August 2021, I got that through Paige. So I've been using it in many, many different ways. So yeah, so I guess I just wanted to talk about, we had a couple of new updates that hopefully you've all seen. The flower essences are now in alphabetical order, which makes it easier. We've got a new scan button on the MindSync, which I'm going to get to and talk about. Has anyone used that yet? Or seen it?
MindSync?
Nope.
Yeah. Has anyone seen the new scan button? No? Yes?
No.
Yeah, and is everyone using MindSync?
I've used it, but not much.
Not much. Okay. All right. So maybe I'll jump in with that. So I'll just share my screen. And so can everyone see my screen? Okay. Can I get a thumbs up?
Yes.
Yep, cool, perfect. So MindSync. So this is the new scan button here. So I find I have a tablet, don't know where it is at the moment, but I find that the tablet doesn't work for me for the MindSync very well. So I tend to use it on my computer, like the screen that you can see now. So this is the new button where you can just scan and it will tell you which script you actually need. So I don't know if you've all seen that, but I just thought, so I need memory affirmations, apparently. That's what I need today. And then you obviously hit record and it starts to tell you what to say. And so you read those out. Everything I learn is being stored. I recall the images and events of my past, and you just sort of start to read those affirmations out. You can hit, oh, don't tell me it's not going to work because I'm sharing screens. Stop. And then obviously work out through the music, what music you would like to use and how you would like the volume. And once you get it how you like it, you can email it to yourself. So so that's sort of the introduction to MindSync, but I guess it's like, how are you using it? So I just thought I'd talk a couple of ways about how I've started to use it. So I got a good tip off Paige actually, that to write a manifestational script. So everything that you want to bring into your life in a positive now sense, sort of jot down a script. So this could be like a real rah, positive affirmation, everything that you want in your life. Write it down and then go into the record button and record that script yourself. So that's one way you could do that. And like I wrote a manifestational script that I had to record 4 different MindSyncs. So now I've got them in my phone and I listen to all 4 of them every morning, and they sort of continue on to the next one. So it's about 10 minutes worth, because I think each mind sync's about 60 seconds to record, but I think you get 2 minutes to listen. So I think it loops around twice. So another way that you could use the mind sync is if you're running events, programs, or anything, just say you're a business owner, or you might want to set up, like for an example, if some of you are doing the 21-day detox program and you are about to put yourself out there into socials and the community, you might put a script together about what you want to manifest in putting that out there. So you can use this software to use it on yourself, to balance yourself, to affirm to yourself what you want to manifest. So I use this for any program, any workshop, not all just the programs that we're doing in Solex, but my own business. I'm a kinesiologist, and so I have other workshops and different things that I run. So just say I want my books filled up, I might do a mind sync affirmational program about filling all my booking spots and attracting my ideal client. So I might do a script about that. Or I might do a script about wanting 10 new signups for the 21-day detox. And this is what my ideal client looks like, and writing a feeling, wanting, action sort of manifestation around what I want to attract. And then what I do is I go into the Cephi list, and I put a Cephi list in subjects, spaces and objects, and I'll sync that too. So I've got my mind sync that I'm listening to about what I want to manifest. And then I've got my Cephi list going in spaces and objects, also about what I want to manifest. So you could do that about anything that you want in your life: a new house, a new car, a holiday, anything, something you might want to win. So they're like ways to balance your own being to move forward in your life. You might also want to do something like this, where you bring up, let me have a look, your inner voice. So you've done your inner voice for the day, and you're bringing up your report. So I'll give it. Can you all see my report coming up? Yep. So you might look at your daily report and go, okay, what are my emotions? And you might start to write a script on all the positive things. So you might start to write, flip all the negative into positive. So I'm now validating myself. I'm secure in my own self-worth. I recognize my own unique talents and attributes. And you might start to write a script from what your inner voice is coming up for that week or that day. Just to bring it in another way, not only listening to your music, your harmonics, but doing a mind sync on that. So, go through your sheets and your PDFs and have a look at what's coming up. Like, so, you might want to flip, I'm always acknowledged. I have good self-esteem. I trust myself. My judgment is great. I have really good memory. I'm always safe, secure, and financial. Start to flip some of the negative into the positive. So as we go down, I'm always unconditionally loved. I'm secure in my own identity. I'm tolerant. I am always calm. I have good self-care and boundaries. I'm always kind to myself. Like, start to put in the positive and affirm it. I accept myself. I have a deep connection to my mother or Mother Earth. I value myself. I feel deserving. I have peace. So start to have a look at your themes, and you could start to write a mind sync around that. Or you might want to go into your body systems, and you might want to have a look and see if there's themes. I love the body systems scan. I use it all the time. I always look at the causes, and I look at the emotions. So you could start to flip these emotions into positives. Like, I'm always integral. I'm a conscious co-creator. I have trust. So instead of suspicion, I'm always in trust. Instead of stress, I always feel calm and at ease. So start to flip the negative into a positive. What else could I give you an example? I'm spiritually balanced. I can visualize my life. You know, start to have a look at these patterns and start to sort of flip them into a mind sync. So you're kind of bringing in that positive affirmations through the music and through your own mind and words. There's some really good stuff on Mind Sync, I think from Sheila Day that put something out. And also there's a really good video that Lauren made at the Day of Discovery that you can find on YouTube as well. It's a really good one that talks about, you know, your voice and the voice from your mother and God's voice and listening to that. So I'm just going to jump out of that. What else? So looking at your scans, also like for an example, like me and Belle, we get together and because we're both kinesiologists, we balance each other to our Solex goals. And once we balance ourselves to the goals, we have these positive affirmations at the end that we will put into Mind Sync. So it reconfirms what we've just done. And so, you know, that's just using kinesiology, but, you know, you might go to a hypnosis, you might just be at your counselor, you know, anything that's positive that comes through that you can reaffirm to, you know, go onwards in a positive way in your healing journey. So they're just a couple of ways that you could use Mind Sync. So I don't know if anyone is using it that way or has any questions. I think there is some questions in the chat. Hi ladies, same month and year as me. Yay, Joe. I've seen it but haven't used it. Okay, well hopefully you start to use it, Coral. My question re-imprinting is generally how everyone uses it, not just the homeopathics. Okay, all right, we'll come back on that. I would love there to be some upbeat music to use with Mind Sync. So Sue, have you had a look at all the music? There is some more upbeat ones in there.
Okay, well, I've gone through it, and from what I can see, it's sort of all fairly mellow. Yeah, I'll have another look.
There's probably one or two that are my favourites, which are, let me go back in.
You ready to go? Beautiful, thank you. Yay.
Look.
Yay. All right, so you're just going to drop me off. I'm going to drive the tractor back.
I tend to use these ones here.
Look at my teeth and live out here, see the street.
I don't know what the rest do. Does anyone have any favourites?
When you come back, can you bring that water?
Could someone mute themselves if they're got background?
I put that, I hadn't done this Mind Sync thing, and the lady said, Coral, you start using it. Hey, little fucky. I'll come back and feed you back.
Whoever that is, could you mute yourself?
It's Coral, I can see. Coral, can you mute yourself, lovely?
I have the music down very low and often listen to one. Yeah, I mean, some of these ones are really, really mellow. I don't really like them. I kind of do these three. I tend to. But, you know, maybe put that in Solex listens. So yeah, little request in.
Can I just say something else on it that I found on it? And
yeah,
my right. So see where you're on at the moment, where it has 60 seconds. If you want to do a custom one,
yeah,
I've sort of found sometimes that you know, mine go a lot more than 60 seconds. And what I've found is that if you click on health,
yeah,
and then record. See how it's got 342 or 340? That's, I don't know what that represents, whether it's all the things, but that's actually one of the longest recordings that you actually get to have. If you close off on that and open up, say, prosperity, and click on that. See how it has 123? Because you can say whatever you want, and if you close it off, you can say whatever you want on it. So what I've found is that if I go to health, if I have quite a long script, if I go to health and just say whatever I want to say, it gives me a longer time frame than what the other ones do.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm going to use that because I've been using the scripted one.
That's an amazing tip, Sue. Thank you.
Record and record and record and record. I love that.
Good.
That's a great tip.
Yeah, I found that by fault the other day because it was like, oh, okay, because I realized you could go into these other ones and you don't have to say whatever, you know, you can put your own script to it. And I thought, oh, that's cool. Now I can actually, you know, fully say what I want to say without having to cut it down. So
I have not noticed that. So that's a really great tip. I think, Sue, you might need to get into the leadership group and start running some of these meetings. You guys,
no, I'll just send you all the tips.
no,
You can do it.
yourself. So that's a bit of mind sync. Yeah, lots of good little tips there. And look, some people go to sleep. I don't really know how that works, but I know Sheila Day and a few people are saying they go to sleep with the affirmations running. I can't do that. So I don't really know how they do that and go to sleep. But you know, I think if you've got someone next to you, they might hear that. Or yeah. So I know that they say it works wonders for them. They go to sleep and listen subconsciously to all the programs coming through. Yeah, so that's any other questions on mind sync at this stage? Is everyone ready to run off and make one? So Paige has got a really good like little manifestational spiel that she gave me, and that's where I wrote mine. So, you know, if anyone wants an example of that, either me and Paige could send what we wrote, and then you just jump in and record it. But you can really use this for anything that you want to manifest and have in your life, whether it's health, memory, abundance, whatever. So yeah, so that's mind sync. What else did I want to have a chat about? Oh, the infinity wand. Who's got an infinity wand? How are we all going with it? Mine's about a couple of weeks old. And I don't know if anyone saw my testimonial today, but I got a really, really amazing result with my mum. She's 82 and she had bunion surgery 6 months ago. And to have your bunions removed, it's really, really full on operation. And, you know, it's a good couple of months healing. And so since she's had that, her walking's not great. She's not strong on her feet. She's in a lot of pain. So I thought I'll try the wand on her. So I got her over today and we did 15 minutes on her ankles. She has got a titanium thing in her front of her foot, so I didn't want to go near that because I need to check whether we can actually wand on those things. I think there was pacemakers you weren't allowed to do it on, or fillings in the mouth, so I need to check with Solex about that. But I kind of went all around that area and we did 15 minutes and her pain was 7. It went down to 1, and then as she started walking it went to 0, and then as she walked out the door she goes, oh my God, I can't even feel it. Usually just, you know, walking, I'd be in so much pain. She texted me an hour ago and she said she's still pain-free. The only little pain she's got is on the top of the foot still, where I didn't wand it. That's the only little bit that she's got left. So we'll see. We might have to do a few sessions, obviously, but I said the real test is like she used to be able to walk the dog to the oval and back, and she says she can't get that far anymore. So we'll see if she can do that during the week. And as I put that testimonial up, Helen Bowman, I don't know if you all know Helen, she's lovely. She thinks the wand is a game changer, and she's, I think, giving everyone in her family a wand because it's so good. And she's had some great results with all her grandkids, from scratches, dog bites, edema in the legs going right down, plantar fasciitis, 2 sessions on a friend. And then, yeah, the edema, 15 minutes twice, and it went back to normal. So she's loving it. I'm loving it. I don't know if there's any other testimonials out there. Who else has got one? Joe, did you say Bryony? You've got yours. Sandra's got hers. Yeah, I don't really have any injuries, so it was hard for me to get a result. So I'm kind of looking for people who have got pain so I can see what happens.
My husband had a pain in his wrist yesterday. We'd done the markets the day before and he'd lifted the boxes, and so down the side of his wrist was painful, like really sharp, bony type pain that he was getting. So I said, oh, I'll wand you. And I wanded him. That was yesterday before I did the back today. And to be honest, I'd forgotten that I'd done it. And then as I'm sat there today, I'm like, oh, by the way, how's your wrist? And he went, oh my God, I've not even thought about it. Like there's no pain. So it's really, you don't think to document these things because we just pick up what we've got, right? And we use it, whether it's the scanner or the red light therapy or the wand or whatever tools that we have. We pick them up, we use them, we relieve what symptoms we've got, and we get on with our day. And it's kind of quite normal for us to do that now. So even, you know, a little thing like the wrist is actually quite significant. But because it's a tool that I use all the time, I'm like, I don't really document it. We'd actually forgotten that we'd used it. So, and it was your post that reminded me to actually post my stuff as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we forget. So I think if you do get a testimonial, obviously share it in your socials, but also add it to the Frequency Soul Collective, the bigger group, because there's lots of people we've added in there that are still kind of like checking out the different products. Do they want the scanner? Do they want the Infinity Wand? Like they haven't signed up, but they might be just checking out like what does this thing do? So that's a really good place to add it. And you know, if we can all chime in and, you know, comment, people get to see that more and more and more. So I have queries about using with people with metals. Yeah, that's the answer of the question. I don't have the answer for, Sue. That's why I probably need to check. I asked my mum to find out exactly what they've put in her foot so that I can.
Day of Discovery, Lauren said on the cool setting, you can use it with metal.
On the cool setting.
On the cool setting. So I know that DJ uses it with her partner, and he's got metal in his body, and she's a nurse as well, as we all know. He's got metal in his body and she uses it with him, but on the cool setting. So I think that's one of the reasons why they actually created the cool setting, because we all know that the other one that was on the market at the same time runs very, very, very hot. So to the point where I had to actually stop using it because, you know, menopause. So living in Queensland, I love the cool setting on it. It's literally like putting a fan on you. So you're cooling yourself down as well as sort of putting the terahertz through your body as well. I think somebody today said that they were going to try and email support and get something in writing. I can't remember who it was. And try and get something off Lauren to say that it was okay on the cool setting. But I know for sure, 100%, that DJ uses it with a partner on the cool setting with metals.
That's good to know, because I used today, the 15-minute was on setting 2. So I kept it on setting 2. So next time I'll do that. So
it's just
setting on that area.
Setting 1,
That's good to know.
There's a
but
few
I think
people with hands up, so if you can
really
see
answered, it would be really good. Leonie, there's a really good video going around that's really one of the US girls have put it together. It's like a little presentation, and no, it does more than pain. So basically it's all in there, but what it does, it eliminates unhealthy cells. It activates new cells in the body. It increases self-healing ability in DNA. It clears meridians and lymph points. It improves microcirculation and circulation in the body. It regulates your glands, removes body humidity. So if you've got dampness in the body, it's really good for that. It helps with blood circulation, inflammation, various inflammations. What else? Aches, discomforts in the body, like shoulder, neck pain, all those pains in the body, sciatica, headaches. Removes various blockages in the body. So I do it on all my lymph drainage points, meridian blockages, varicose veins, weight loss, diabetes, high blood pressure. So this is that the YouTube that you've put in, Sandra? Was that for that one, or is that a different one?
That's the American YouTube one that I think Belle shared the other day in the group. Yeah,
that's what I'm reading from. I did some screenshots.
Yeah.
It's a really good explanation of how to use it, what the structured water is all about, the benefits. The girl who's presenting, I think, had the PRIFE before, and so she knows a lot of stuff. So that's
and Becky did a good one too.
too.
Yeah, Becky did a good one. just a 9-minute one talking about how she uses it low and slow, you know.
Yeah. So I think there's a question from
Becky's actually got a terahertz wand page.
sorry.
Becky has a
Becky.
terahertz wand page.
Yep.
So you know
got it.
how she's got the AO scan page? She's actually got one specifically for the wand as well.
Yeah, she's got a terahertz page from when
Yeah.
she used to have the Prife that's now the AO. Yeah. Sorry, Bryony. I know you've got your hand up.
Thank you. I was just thinking, like my daughter, she's 4.5. She's got a titanium clip in her heart. And I was just thinking, like I haven't used it on her at all, but I thought, can I wand her hands and feet? Or otherwise I just try to give her wanded water and wanded food, just trying to get her anything. So just wondering, any thoughts on that?
Well, you could try that cool setting, I guess. If you're game, or wait to get something in
Bit more
writing.
information.
But if you maybe even message Deb, do you know Debbie Jane?
No.
Because she's been using it on that, or have you been doing that too, Joe? No.
No, I don't know anybody that's got metal in their body.
Yeah.
So but Bryony, I would just start, everybody says just start low and slow. I
Yeah.
can't see, I've used the Prife as well. I can't see why doing hands and feet would be harmful. But you could just try 30 seconds on the palm of each hand and then up it. Obviously stay away. You said it's near the heart, so stay away from the heart. But if you do clarification, support are really, really good. And you know, just flick them through a message through with exactly what's going on with your daughter, and then they'll be able to give you your own information based on that.
Yeah, they're really good.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And I think I can see it's okay for pets. Like I have a little dog. She's like a toy poodle, and she's very sensitive to everything. So again, low and slow for her, I guess.
Fine for dogs and animals. Yeah. I mean, again, just even like the AO scanner, when you're sending a Cepheid frequency, some people can handle it, some people can't, or you got to go in slow. So probably, you know, kind of what I did with my mum, I'm kind of like, I'm just going to do 10, 15 minutes and we'll see. If you can handle that, then we'll do a bit more next time. So I just play it like that. But drinking the water, I had all this skin stuff and it's all cleared up. So, and I haven't been wanding myself that much, but I've been drinking the wanded water a lot.
Yeah, I have noticed that my dog and my daughter will, like my daughter doesn't drink a lot of water, but when I offer her the wanded water, she'll drink a little bit more. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they say
same with our dog.
2 glasses before you do a treatment on someone. Get them to
I know, but just in general, if I only offer them the wanded water, it's like they're more attracted to that wanded water.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So
it tastes silky, I think.
Yeah, it feels good to drink. So yeah, so that's awesome. So thank you for that. I'll think of more questions. I know I have plenty. Thank you.
Yeah, but I think it's pretty new, obviously, the Infinity one for us all. So the more testimonials, the better. I think Belle's obviously dropped out, hasn't she? She disappeared. Yep.
Yeah, she's gone.
She said that might happen. But Sandra had a question.
Not so much a question, but I wanted to share. I had a client come, I did a home visit for a massage on last Wednesday, and the guy had he had a bulge disc and he had a lot of nerve pain, right? And I asked him if he'd be interested in experiencing the wand at the end of the session. So it was a big massage. It was 2 hours, but at the end, I just did a 10-minute low setting on his hip and L5 around that lower back area, and goes for 10 minutes on a warm heat, and then it cools down and goes on the cool heat for 5. And he was able to get off he said he was able to get off the table with a bit more ease. And the next morning he was able to get out of bed. Normally he was finding that he was getting out of bed and he'd almost have to wait for things to kind of pop before he could get moving. But he was actually able to get out of bed and move, and he went on a 10K walk. So yeah, so I thought that was a pretty good outcome, because he's a golfer, but he hadn't been able. He's been in the pain levels being around 7 out of 10. So good outcome for him.
Yeah, make sure you remind him, because you know how people forget. Oh, yeah, that's changed. Oh.
Yeah, good point. I will. I'm seeing him again this week, so we'll see how we go. I might use it again on him.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe see if you can get a testimonial.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sue, did you have another question?
Yeah, just with the wand. First, I hadn't had anything to do with terahertz before wands. This is the first I heard of it was DOD, and I was really excited. Thought, wow, fantastic! And then when I found out that you can't use it on metal, I was like, because my partner has titanium knee, and he also has metal in his heart, and because he was the one I initially thought, oh my god, this is going to be so amazing for him. So my query on there, and I do recall Joe where they're saying that you can have it on cool, but I would then take it that the opposite side. So if you're doing them, so he's got it in his knee and he's got some metal in his heart, that if you're doing him when he was, or someone, that when they're lying on their stomach, if you're doing their back, that then you wouldn't do heat in that opposing area at the back either, because it would still go through. Am I right with that?
Direct. I think they said it, if it's direct, you miss that direct area. So like, for example, if they've got stuff in their mouth, you don't go around the mouth.
Yeah. So the same, that if he's got it in his knee and he was lying on his stomach, then I wouldn't do the knee area from the back, and you wouldn't do the heart area from the back as well. I'm expecting with that. So
I'd assume.
Yeah. And with the stand, for those of you who have them that have the stand, what do you think of the stand? Because I know there's sort of been a bit of controversy about it because it's a tripod, as opposed to other stands that they have that are on a flat stand at the bottom.
I haven't used it a lot yet, but I think Sandra might have used it.
Yeah, Sandra said she likes the stand. I'm just looking at the messages.
Yeah,
I haven't heard of any controversy about the stand at all, and mine's on its way and I can't wait.
Yeah, I know that initially, like a while ago.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
I like it too, and I found so my hubby hurt his back tonight, and I've put him on the table with it for about 15 minutes, because he's had he's had the wand on him a few times now, but it meant I didn't have to hold it across his back. I could just leave him.
Yeah,
he actually fell asleep. He was in such a deep sleep that he didn't even hear me check on him. He's still in pain, but I put him to sleep.
Yeah, so
my husband's back today, and I'm stood there wondering, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get my stand.
I find it helpful. You just got to balance it. Make sure you set it up properly, because the way that arm comes out, it can tip.
Yeah,
you've
because
got
of
to
the
make
tripod
sure
legs.
That you've got your legs right, and there's a little thing that, like a silver pin that you can stick through to make sure everything's stable and secure. And then there's the button underneath that makes the thing go like that, so it's not just directing heat.
Yeah, it's predominantly the tripod legs, I think, that people had sort of had discussions about earlier on, as opposed to just having a flat stand on it. But no, that's good.
Oh yeah, I don't mind, and I've taken mine. I've taken mine out with me and used it out. So far so good.
Oh, great.
And this bit is really good, I thought, in the little YouTube video, that presentation. An hour of wanding, get this, an hour of wanding is worth 40 massages. And an hour of wanding is 20 times cupping and 10 times acupressure session. So, you know, That's going to put some massage people out of business, maybe. No, or they're going to get really, really good results and people are just going to be queuing up. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting, and that's all in that little video. The benefits, obviously, of heating up the body is boosting the immune system, increasing metabolic activities, increasing cellular oxygenation, blood flow, metabolism, pulling out the waste, helping soften the connective tissues, relaxing the muscle fibers, reducing joint stiffness, and it's a painful painkiller. So, if you can get people off those painkillers, that's really helpful. Yeah, so that's the wand. So yeah, if you want to go out and get one, I'd highly recommend it. If you've got pain or you've got family members in pain. But obviously it's just a maintenance tool as well, if it does all those things. There was also, I don't know if everyone saw, there was a really good, and it was an old, where did I put it? It was an inner voice. Can I write this down anyway? I don't know if anyone saw, there was an inner voice testimonial from ages ago about the outcomes of listening. Someone had done research on the outcomes of listening to the inner voice. And they did it with 10 participants and how it changed their depression and anxiety and things like that. And they had percentages. I don't know if anyone saw that. Yeah, but I just thought that's a really good thing to talk about to people. If they don't know what the inner voice is doing, how it can help sleep, how it can help depression, how it can help anxiety, and maybe even use those figures from that research. It's in the official site. Yeah, it was on the official Solex site, and it improved depression by 70%, pain by 52%, anxiety by 66%, and sleep by 47%. So, depression could be a seller. Like if people got depression, listening to the inner voice, you could give those statistics as a bit of a, research sale pitch to help people understand why it would help them. So I just thought that was a really good thing. It's in the official group. I have copied it, so if anyone wants it, I can send it to you. And then I think our last bit was just about Sue's question about the categories. Do you want me to quickly show you what that's about, Sue?
Yeah, so what my query was with the categories is that some people put in that they have a lot of categories, that they have hundreds or thousands of supplements in their system. And I sort of look and go, am I right in that at some point, something I've seen, they were saying that, if you put your medication supplements in, that you imprint them when you're putting them in? Or is that just
you put them in?
mind
So,
game?
Yeah, well, you just, obviously, you come in here where your supplements and therapies are, and you start to add them in. Here's the category. So this is what I thought you might have meant. Like, you can actually add a category.
Okay. Yep. So that, I probably didn't realize that you can add a category there. Yeah.
So I've got morning, midday, evening. I've got therapies. I've got homeopathics that I've added in myself, that I've scanned in myself. And then I've got kinesiology vials, so I've got things like adrenal vials or serotonin for the brain. So I've scanned those in because they're things I use. So if that scans in my daily thing, I think, oh, I'm down on serotonin, or I'm down on I need some adrenal help. So it just gives me hints about what I might need to look for or balance myself to in other ways. But that's just my other knowledge that I've got. But I think in this category, you could put anything. I think I saw Becky had dark energy category.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell did that?
And she didn't respond to that, did she?
Oh,
what type of entities are in there?
Yeah, and I guess she could have made stuff up, not made it up, but, intentionalized. And if it came up negative energy, then she might do a clearing list on herself. You could put anything in here. So, and as you go along, you obviously, you name it, like we could go negative energy, and categorize that as, adding in a new category. And then you could put things in a description and, you know, save it. Obviously, you can't scan it in. But you know, I've got therapies in here. I've got, like, you know, anything from walking to the beach to, you know, a sauna, to walking my dog, to, you know, anything you could put in there. And as you do your daily quick scan, it will show up either in your customize, and you could go, you know, I'm just wanting to see what kinesiology vials I need today, and I scan myself. Or,
it's really,
you know,
so much of it's thinking outside the square, isn't it? Just with you saying therapies and, oh, you know, need a sauna or go and walk my dog or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can either customize it yourself or just go in, obviously, and do your morning, you know, and again, you could customize it, you know. So yeah, you could just, I think, you know, you could start putting in, I know some people put different, like if you've got vitamin C, which brand to take, you might put all the brands in and see what keeps scanning up for you, and then you go and buy that brand. So that's another way that you could use the categories. So I don't know if that's fully answered your question.
Yeah, it has, because I don't use it because I don't, I mean, I suppose the first thing I thought of, because I don't really use very many supplements, and then it's sort of like, okay, how else can we use it, and how can I start to utilize that more for myself and for family and other people that I'm doing it for? It's sort of
just use your imagination.
Yeah, it's getting out of your head in a, you know, your limited mind, and just going, yeah.
Like something might keep coming up on your scanner, and you might go, okay, adrenal stuff keeps coming up or something, and you might go, okay, there's 4 different adrenal products that I've been told about to take. Maybe I put them all in. You're not scanning them in because you don't have them yet, but you're putting them in. And if they start to show,
then
that's the one that your body wants all the time.
So here where you're on now, it's got ungrouped and grouped by category. What is the difference there?
So then I've got, say, all my therapies are in here.
Yep.
I've got yoga, massage, acupuncture, a healer that I go to, I put her name in. Salt room, Pilates, EE system, selenite swords. Do I need to get my wands out? Swimming in the ocean. Then I've just got general ones. What else have I got in here? Therapy, general.
Sorry.
I'm just trying to see. I mean, obviously, you know, you can download the homeopathics in there already. You don't know that one? You can add all the homeopathics.
Yeah, so the only way I know about that is just through, you know, replies on posts where people have said they've added the whole homeopathics, but I haven't done it, haven't looked to see how you do it, etc.
Yeah, so if you've got a new person in there, you could add all your client, you could add them all into the new client. So just trying to work out how you do that. So you could go, yeah, so here you could tick which ones you want. And then down the bottom you add to client.
Okay, yep.
So you can add them in that way, so you don't have to keep repeating yourself. See, these are all ones I've added in myself, like mushrooms and NAC and, you know, olive leaf. Yeah. So as I buy new things, I add them into my scanner.
So if you add everything into under you, and then you can select any of those for any of your clients, rather than if you add them into a client, then
yeah, you can add to client.
Yeah.
Great. I think thanks. On the bottom, once you click a bottom, it will say add to client, like go in and add to your husband or something.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the supplement library. So I'll just get out of there. I don't know if anyone has any questions on that. Let me check the questions. Yeah, I've added my custom playlist into categories. I have tantric positions. Love it. Do they come up?
I am yet to test that one yet. I'm still putting I'm re-putting everything in, so I'm yet to test it. I'm still putting all my supplements in, but yes, I'm pretty sure they will come up. But different points access, like the liver and the heart, like the cervix is in direct connection with the heart point, kidneys. I put a jade egg practice in there, different types of breathing. I put in an energy brush, which is an acupuncture meridian brush, and that has come up a few times on my other logins. So yeah, I'm curious to see what will come up, but I'll probably just press it for date night.
Hello,
Yeah, well, I've
darling.
got these wands and these come up a lot.
Ah,
So that, you know, I'm like,
wow.
okay, I need to start wanding myself and clearing my energy. So you could put crystals.
Yep. Actually, you just reminded me to put a couple of other things in.
Yeah, tuning forks. Whatever you know, whatever you want, whatever you're into.
Well, I mean, I've got a yoni steaming stool. That's on my list to put in. To do yoni steaming.
Mummy.
Yeah, I've got a few things. Anyway, my list is going to be
Which
massive.
mummy?
Maybe we could all put our lists into the bigger group and inspire everyone.
Well, I'm happy to do that.
And you could give a testimonial about your tantric positions.
Yeah. Well, I'm part of a Kiminami group, and so she very happily talks about all of that. She doesn't hold back. So
Love it.
that's where it all comes from. Yeah, I know. I'm excited to try them, but yeah, my categories are growing, so I'll probably just select a few for daily, and then, you know, do those ones when I've got that time set aside to do those kinds of things.
Like if you have certain therapists you go to, maybe put all their names in and see who keeps showing up.
I have done a little bit of that, but I haven't put multiple therapists in. But I put my chiropractic in. I've put my Mayan abdominal massage. Yeah, different massage therapists. Yeah, I've got more to fill out, but yeah, it's interesting.
I mean, it's time consuming to do all that, but when you've got a moment, just start, you know, popping things in, and, you know, I collect a few playlists, and when I've got a moment, I start adding them in. So I've got them in my scanner. You know, if I see a good one,
it's worth it.
I take a picture, then I, you know, load 10 in at a time or something. I've saved up 10 and I add them in.
Yeah, it's worth it because it's just more targeted then.
Yeah.
I put my biocharger recipes in, so if anyone knows what a biocharger is, and they come up all the time. Multiple recipes come up every day for all of us. Right. So that's fascinating. Yeah, it's it just shows how well it works. I mean, it's an awesome machine to have. It's an expensive machine to have, but the scanner's asking for it every day.
The biocharger, is that the big one that you sit in front of?
Yeah, you sit around it like a campfire.
Yeah, did Pete Evans
got in trouble for it?
Yeah, that one that he said killed
COVID. I love it. There's no way I'm giving it up.
Yeah, I had someone compare that device to the AO scanner, and I said it's not. I didn't say it cures COVID, like Pete Evans said. Yeah. So they were a bit funny with me about that. But I think you've got a question here about vagus nerve and hydrochloric acid. So there is.
I figured.
There's a vagus nerve playlist going around. I don't know if you've got that.
I need to find that. And and I just wanted to find out any affirmations, like everything, the mind sync, if anyone has mind sync affirmations, like the whole lot. I've got the infinity one, so I guess I'll just figure out where the vagus nerve is. I think Sandra sent me the YouTube channel of Becky's to look at that.
Becky's got a whole thing on the vagus nerve and infinity, so watch that. I'll send the playlist. On the vagus nerve.
Thank you.
And hydrochloric acid, natmer in the tissue salts helps to make that.
Oh,
So if you
okay.
read up a
All
bit on
right,
that,
good.
it can help because I'm on it at the moment for that. I take a
Yeah.
I take a hydrochloric acid enzyme anyway.
Yeah, I just bought one of those, but I haven't used it yet.
Yes, I take that every
Yeah.
day, and I also take the NatMer, which helps to produce that in the body as well.
Right. Okay. It's something I don't understand a lot of, so I'm learning about. I mean, I understand about lots of different things, but not that.
Yeah, I only
Or the
discovered
vagus
that
nerve. So
just because it came up with my kinesiologist, and then I had a look, and then I realized the NatMer did that as well.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, when I did some
So,
reading.
but you would use both of them together, the
Yeah, I use both.
enzyme and the NatMer.
Because as we
Yeah.
get older, we get less and less hydrochloric acid in the body. And therefore, if we've got less of that, we tend to have more bacteria and parasites, because the more hydrochloric acid we have, the more that we can get rid of those sorts of things out of the body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had no awareness that there's a reason why other cultures put lemon juice and apple cider vinegar on their food. And it's probably to boost hydrochloric acid. What do you think on that?
Yeah.
Or anybody?
And they eat it at different times. Like I know the French eat theirs at the end of their meal with their salad.
Oh, right. Okay. And the Greeks put lemon on all their meat. My husband's Greek.
Yeah. Okay, I'll put the
And,
vagus
fish and
nerve
chips.
playlist in the big frequency group, so everyone's got it in the chat.
Yeah,
Would that help?
perfect. Thank you.
So I think Coral said
Yeah.
she wanted it as well.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. How are we going? Any other questions tonight?
I did have, but we're running out of time. So it was all
A couple
just
more
about
minutes.
just a brainstorm how
Oh, yes.
to use it. Because I'm thinking the infinity wand. Well, I've actually done this. I've used the infinity wand with a client and the inner voice. So while they're lying down, I did the hands and feet while they were listening to the inner voice.
So there is a little protocol that covers hands, feet, points, chakras. Have you seen that little protocol?
Is it one of those presentations you've given that you shared? Was it?
Found it on someone's presentation. It's like a PDF little points to wand.
Yeah. I just did hands. I did all of the hands and the soles of the feet.
Yeah. So here it is. It's in the presentation, but it does 2 glasses of water, start on the hands, then the feet, then the top of the head, the elbows, under the arms, the knees, the groin, the neck, up and down the front and back of the spine, and then 2 more glasses of water and finish.
Okay.
So I think you can do whatever you want.
Well, you can, can't you? It's just about whatever's going to work. Yeah. And I was just thinking how much you charge for something like that. What would be reasonable if it's only 30 minutes? I know Belle was saying before it's only 30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to be holding that one for an hour, do you? You either put the inner voice on them, set up the scan and walk away.
Yep.
And come back.
In that
you don't want to be
presentation with the American
and also
lady, they
you've
said
got to
they
be
charge.
careful. You don't want to, sorry, Anthea, you don't want to overdo it because then they could have massive detox symptoms, couldn't they? So low and slow, you know. Sorry, Anthea.
Sorry, you're right. In the American presentation, they said that they charge between $50 and $100 for an add-on.
Yes.
But if it's just the wand, they charge about $150, but that's US dollars.
Yeah, that's right. I remember them saying that. Yeah, and I thought, oh, that's that we're usually better charges than them, but I thought that was a good price if we convert
50
it to
US
Australian
for an
dollars.
add-on. Okay.
I don't know. I was thinking like me and Sandra are going to do one at a business expo, aren't we? Coming up, hopefully. So we thought, we do an inner voice and a wanding for 30 minutes and charge, say, 40, 45. But that's more at like an expo market store experience. But if it was in my private clinic, I'd probably charge more because I would add in some stuff.
Yeah.
And in that presentation as well, they were saying trauma is stored in the right-hand side of the back of the head. So she wands there for trauma, which could coincide with your inner voice as well.
Yeah. I mean,
which is why I blow dried my hair this morning with the wand.
I did that last night too, but I got bored, so I left half of it. So I don't know how silky it would have actually been.
It dried it pretty quick, I thought, compared to a normal hairdryer. So
Yeah, the presentation's really good if you guys, make sure you watch it. There's some really good info in there. But I think, with charging, it's all individual, and like, I guess if you're already a therapist, like, I have an hourly rate. So, I'm not going to go under my hourly rate, it's my hourly rate. So no matter what tool I bring out or how I work it, yeah. Otherwise you're undervaluing yourself. But I guess if you're starting out and you're just doing little sessions, and I guess whatever you think's, and I guess if you're wanting to sell them, then you might go out and do free demos, not charge. But generally, I find people need to pay a little bit to value something.
Yeah, otherwise they don't appreciate it, do they?
Yeah. So I hope we've all inspired you to buy a wand. Do your mind sync and listen to your inner voice more. Anything else before we... Oh, Sue, did you have one question?
You're on mute.
I took my hand off, but not my mute. Thanks, Adey. With the wand, when you go to no heat to a heat and then back to no heat, does it happen automatically? Or when you go back, if you've got it on a heat and you go to no heat, does it take a little bit of time to actually?
I haven't really tried that. Have you, Sandra?
So what I've done is if I put it on for 10 minutes on, I think it's the setting 1, when that it counts down, it's got a little timer, so it counts down. And when it gets down to 0, then it naturally just goes into a cool heat.
Okay.
For 5 minutes.
Oh, does it do it like a countdown for the last 5 minutes?
Yep.
Yeah, I have seen that, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
Thank you. And just one other thing when you're talking about costs, the Infinity Wand's not a cheap item. And my understanding is that it has a limited hour lifespan on it. Is that right?
You can only
so it's good for 850 hours or something like that.
Oh.
No, yes. Something somewhere. I haven't got one yet, but I'll see if I can find
you mean if it breaks down and you've used it for...
No, just the lifespan of the unit. Does anyone have...
I have to be more selective.
Solex haven't said anything about a lifespan, so
wouldn't have thought.
Yeah, I'll see if I can. Yeah, I'll see
there's
if
a
I
lot
can
of
find
Chinese
something.
whispers from other companies that try and discredit what we do. So
Yeah, this was a Solex thing. I'm sure it was Lauren. I'll see if I can find it. And I could very well be wrong, but I had in my head that it's got something like 850-hour lifespan. So that's why I was thinking, well, you really want to be mindful of what and how you use it. Do any of the others, I know you've used the Price, etc., Jo, do any of the others have a lifespan?
But that might be another question for us to ask.
Yeah, I've not heard of that with either product.
I'll ask the question when I put my order in.
Yeah, I would. And just so you know, like I've with the tablet, I know there's like a warranty of a year or more. So I've had a second tablet delivered to me free of charge because my sound went on my first tablet, and I got on a Zoom call with corporate, and we went through it all, and they sent me out a new one. So I think if something like, a wand broke down within the first year, they're pretty good.
Is the warranty 1 year on it?
I don't know.
Recall?
I didn't see, but I do know that with the scanner, like if anything went wrong, they send you out a new one. So they were really good with that. But I mean, we don't really buy the scanner through them anymore, but I know they're very integral.
Yep. Well, I'll ask a few questions when I put my order in this week and see what we come up with and let you know.
Yeah. And, Andrea's really good at questions. We love Andrea. Cool. Well, we're kind of on time. Nice to see everyone. I was kind of a bit worried about how we were going to fill in the hour, but we did well. Yay. Yeah, thank you. Hope I've inspired you with a few little tips. So vagus nerve in the bigger group, was there anything else I had to put in?
I don't think so. We've got Becky's YouTube channel. We've got the YouTube about the training on the infinity wand.
Do you want the infinity wand cheat sheet? Where to wand? Okay.
Yes, please.
Anything else, yell out. We're all in there, I think, most of us. Beautiful.
Thanks,
Who's coming to
Amanda.
Bali? Anyone coming to Bali?
I haven't booked my
Anthony?
flights yet.
I'm not seeing many hands up. Me and Sandra will all go for you. We'll see how it is.
I don't think it'd be wise with a 5-year-old.
Fair enough.
It'd be costly.
Yeah. Is anyone going to Day of Discovery in Utah? No, I don't think I'm going this year. I'd like to, but no.
Yeah.
All right. Any last questions? Otherwise, I will bid you all good night. It's a Monday night. I'm sure we've all got stuff to do.
Thank you. It's been
Thanks,
great,
thanks,
amazing.
Amanda. Thanks, Amanda.
See you
And I hope
all.
you enjoyed the pool,
Bye.
Belle.
Thanks,
Oh, yeah,
Amanda.
she's the pool. How do we know that? Did she private message you?
No, it's just, I mightn't be able to stay on. It might cut out,
She's
like,
probably
oh,
having
God, I'll just go.
cocktails by the pool.
Yes.
Okay, see you later, everyone.
Thanks very much. It was great.